Well, hello, welcome to Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliance TV show. This is where we spotlight today's top business leaders, entrepreneurs, unique and most successful individuals. We spotlight the defining moments. And I am so delighted today to be joined by my guest. But before I talk about my guest, I want to tell you what's going on here. And don't forget to sign up for my virtual summit coming on next month. That will be March 7th. I'll be giving you information regarding that so that you can sign up. And if you also want to be a speaker on that guest, please send the information. You can send the information to info@chosenpathglobal.com, info@chosenpathglobal.com. And I will be sure to get back to you for that. And also, who am I? My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, aka Lady Christy, CEO and founder of Chosen Path Global, helping new and aspiring women entrepreneurs looking to gain confidence to grow the business of their dreams. Listen, it's about speak up and speak out, and you owe it to yourself to do so. So I am gonna jump right into today's topic. Today is really an exciting topic. And I have my guest and my mentor, one of my mentors, Tonya Hofmann, this Public Speakers Association CEO and founder. Please help me welcome Tonya, and she'll be helping us to find out exactly how we can take advantage of this new, what do I call it? This new wave sweeping the world. It's almost like, it's not almost like, it's a new gold rush. And you want to jump in and take advantage of it so that you don't get left behind. So please help me welcome Tonya Hofmann. Tonya, welcome.
Thank you, Christy. I just adore you. So, I'll always help you out.
Thank you so much. I am so delighted with today's conversation, and I cannot wait to get started on this conversation. But for those of us, those people that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about Tonya? What was that defining moment that got you to be doing amazing work in the world, all over the world? I heard that you're also going to, you're actually going to Asia to start some business there. So tell us about Tonya, and what was that defining moment that made you say, enough is enough. I am ready to rock my brilliance.
Oh yeah, it was 2005. It was a little bit ago. And you had that OMG moment when you kind of reflect on yourself. And I was at the Leander Chamber of Commerce. I had just started a new business venture with my husband. And I went to their holiday gala. And now you got to think, 2005, I was 38 years old. And oh my gosh, I was a complete introvert. And I completely understand why I was so introverted. I had a lot of horrible things that had happened to me in my life. I had been, I had cancer, I robbed and tied up when I was 6 months pregnant. And those were the okay times. So you can imagine what the not so okays were. So at that moment, at that event, they took a portrait. A lot of times you get a headshot done at those kind of events. And this is what I wore to the Leander Chamber of Commerce Holiday Gala. Yes, it was me. Gala outfit. I know, so sparkly. And I got that picture and I was like, oh my gosh, who am I? And then that's when I saw a quote, and it was, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. I'm like, all these years I've been trying to figure out who I am, find out who Tonya is, when all I had to do was go out and create it. And so that was the moment that I was like, okay, life is no longer going to pass me by. I'm going to enjoy my life. And I had to get over my victim mentality and all the other issues that has going on.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. That's for a lot of us, and I know me too. It was that defined moment. I've always talked about it, when you realize that people are not really thinking about you. It's all about yourself, and you just let go of what you are so that you can become what you are supposed to be. So definitely, thank you. And I'm so glad that you joined us today. So we're going to dive deep into this, this wave sweeping the world. We're talking about the cryptocurrency. So tell us, what is the cryptocurrency? What is it all about for some of us that don't know exactly? If you can bring it down to our level so that we can really understand and see how we can take advantage of it.
Absolutely. So first of all, it's not that complicated. And I know it seems like, what? Because that's the way I was. Right before Christmas was kind of the first time I started hearing about Bitcoin. And by then it was like already like 18,000 a coin or something crazy. And I was like, okay, I'm behind the 8 ball again. Looks like I missed out on the opportunity. And then I was looking for something to do, and I called up my friend, my mentor, and he's always got his thumb on the pulse of what makes him money so he can go out and change lives. He creates orphanages, and he's just an amazing man. And I said, hey, what do you got going on? And he goes, oh, I'm into this new cryptocurrency. And I'm like, crypto what? Because I only heard it as Bitcoin, right? I didn't even know that there was an actual official name of the currency. and so that's kind of how it started. Was I flew out to meet president of the company that I'm involved with that has their own cryptocurrency, and the rest is history. So once I really grasped the concept, I realized a lot of what is out there talking about cryptocurrency and e-commerce and e-currency and e-this and e-that, a lot of it is confusing because why? Because geeks are talking. And male geeks that are analytical. Oh my gosh. So that's why it always seems like it's so foreign. So I'm going to break it down for each one of you so that it's super simple to digest. All right. So to help me, I'm going to share my screen so we can kind of walk through a PowerPoint so show some visuals. That always helps me. Okay. So let me show my screen. So y'all should be able to see the screen right now. It says a brief history into one of the biggest financial shifts of our time. Welcome to the new economy. So this presentation was put together by my friend Bishop Stewart and myself. So I hope it explains a lot. All right. All right, so let's dive in. So the world is changing fast. We really get that, right? That we communicate, the way we change in our businesses, how we spend our money, everything is going online. There's no doubt about that, right? Technology allows us to get things done faster, more efficiently, and with more security. So we all think about it, right? No one sends out a letter to somebody, they just email it, right? We don't even call people anymore, we just text them. I mean, everything that we do is about doing things super fast at our fingertips. So no surprise that everything is always changing. So let's talk a little bit about currency, all right? Now, way back in the day, what was currency? It was, I'll give you 3 of my chickens for your goat, right? So it was just a bartering system. You know, I've got something you want, you've got something I want, we'll trade. Well, then the world started looking at gold, right? Well, if you've ever tried to carry a bunch of gold, you know it's pretty heavy. So they had to figure out, okay, what else can we do? Let's create coins. So they created all these different coins so that, you know, they can take that one big chunk of gold and now they could have multiple divisions. Well, that was too heavy too. No one wanted to carry a bunch of coins in their pocket. So they went to paper. So that's called fiat. I never knew that, right? It was like, wow, there's a word for it. So fiat currency is paper currency. So a long time ago, it was actually backed by gold. Yes, I said a long time ago. If you really think that the US dollar is backed by gold, you're sadly mistaken. So that was a long time ago that we left the gold system. So now whenever we need more money, we print more money. And that's why the world's currencies are always fluctuating, and a lot of times they bottom out, right? It takes 1,000,000 pesos to buy a hot dog, right? Because the value, they're just printing more versus having real value in that coin or that paper. Then I remember when we went to checks. I remember my grandfather told me that he hated when checks came out. Someone was going to actually sign a piece of paper and tell him that that little piece of paper was worth whatever it was written on. He just couldn't grasp the concept. But yet nowadays we're like, oh yeah, checkbook, yeah, that's pretty normal. But even nowadays, who writes a check? Oh my gosh, right? People hate it when someone pulls out the checkbook in the grocery line and they're like, oh man, they're writing a check. What is up with them? Because why? Because we've got faster. We got credit cards, debit cards. So what's wrong with credit cards and debit cards? Well, you got to think about it. They're just ones and zeros. It's already digital, right? Even if you went to the bank to try to get the money, you a lot of times can't even take the money out of a bank. They don't even have a lot of times the money in their bank anymore. They've got a little bit, but if you ever try to take out your entire savings, they would look at you like, yeah, no. So the reality is startling as we start really looking at what is currency nowadays. Now, what's also wrong with credit cards? The fees. So once we got into checks, the banks realized that they could start really collecting fees from everyone. Why do you think there's so many banks? Because they make so much money. Now, we don't even ask the banks anymore, about what they're doing with our money. How are they keeping it secure? We just go, okay, here's my money. We don't even ask them any questions. And that's why the banks are really ruling the world. But now you've got a shift, right? You got the Apple Pay, you got the Google Wallet, you've got all these different ways to pay, and it's all digital and less fees. So the banks are getting worried, right? So when you look at digital e-currency, it's really the same thing. It's all digital, it's all online, okay? Now with Bitcoin was the first coin. And the reason that Bitcoin has such a powerhouse in the marketplace, because you have to buy Bitcoin in order to buy what they call altcoin, alternative coins. And right now there's over 1,000 different coins out on the market. And I'll explain about some of those differences in a minute. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, a lot of times people are like, well, it's like $12,000 for one coin. I can't go buy a latte with a coin. Exactly. But it's no different than the currency we are used to paying with, right? There's $1,000 bills, there's even $1 million bills, and hundreds and tens and fives and ones, and then we go into quarters and dimes and nickels and pennies, right? The same thing with your cryptocurrency. It's divided into smaller and smaller divisions so that you can actually use it, okay? So we're introducing you to cryptocurrency now. So you may be going, huh? Or, I know a little bit. Or, ooh, I'm so super excited. So let's really talk about cryptocurrency. Now, one of the main parts about it is it's irreversible. Now, if you've ever owned a small business, one of the things that, or even a big business, one of the things that's huge that companies really struggle with is chargebacks. I know I've owned my own company forever, and bounce checks and chargebacks were a huge problem. Now, when someone gives you coins for your services, they cannot take it back. It's irreversible. So once somebody has some coins, that transaction is complete. For businesses, this is a major opportunity, right? Because they will get rid of all those people. And believe me, there are more people that charge back irresponsibly, let's call it that, than people that are doing it because of real reasons. You also don't know who it is. Those coins are not attached to an identity, just to a wallet. And you don't know whose wallet that is. So now you can go and buy the things that you want to buy without having to give your social and everything that you own so that people can track what you're doing with your money. Because I know if you go into Target or Walmart or any place nowadays or buy online, they know what you're buying and they're keeping track of it. It's fast and it's global. Now this is something you really have to look at throughout the world. It's huge in other areas. You go into Japan, everyone already takes cryptocurrency, even the convenience store. It's already being used. Why? Because if you look at the rest of the world, they are much more faster pace than the US. I know this is kind of the shock for a lot of people, especially if you don't travel. And they're also looking for opportunities out there so that they have security in their currency. So you got to think about the rest of the world, Asia, Africa, South America. Most of those countries have struggled with a current currency that have an equal value since the time that they actually purchased it. Another thing, or actually received it, right? So one day their currency would be worth $1 million, and the next day it's worth $10. They have no control over it. And then most of the world doesn't even have banking options. They have no way of storing their money because they don't even have a bank to put it in. So they're putting it in jars and mattresses and trying to hide it in their homes just to keep it safe. So that's why there's so much theft and there's just so much insecurity. Another thing is that it's called transmittance. When you're sending money to someone, it takes forever to get it there. And then with all the fees, it's crazy expensive to send to someone, a loved one in another country, or to even do business with someone. I know I've tried to do business around the world, and sometimes it's a challenge. Now it's at a fingertip. They push their little smartphone, they click, boom, now you've got your money. It's secure. And we're going to talk a little bit about the blockchain technology in a minute, but basically you cannot hack the wallets. So now you don't have to worry about someone coming in and taking your money. Because if you're like me, the credit cards and the banking systems is a nightmare. Because how many times have I had my credit card stolen digitally, right? Not even out of my wallet. And then whoop, there goes my entire bank account. So that is super frustrating. So this is something that really appeals to me. And it's permissionless. You don't have to ask if you can send someone. If I want to send some money to Christy, I don't have to ask her permission from a bank. Because I know, there's a lot of times that I've tried to send money and buy something, and then my credit card's flagged. Oh my gosh. Or, the bank has to have approval because it's over a certain amount. Or they have to wait, a whole week to get it just to make sure it was real. Okay? It doesn't have any of that. So let's tell you about the Bitcoin pizza story, if you've never heard it. So in 2010, there was a forum of guys, right? And they were all talking about this cryptocurrency. And back then it wasn't really currency. It was just an idea. Bitcoin had been created. They all had some of the Bitcoins. They were like, well, what do we do with this? And then one of the guys posted, I'll give someone 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 medium pizzas. That's right. 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 medium pizzas. And somebody in the forum says, I'll take you up on that. So they traded 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. That was probably the most expensive pizzas in the world. Can you imagine if you kept those 10,000 units, right? So that was the first transaction, which then legitimized it as an actual currency. So as people always ask me, well, is it real? It seems like it's fake. So yes, right? This is real. So since this is a new concept, most people are like, I don't know. but it is being more and more accepted. I know I'm about to start accepting several different coins to become a member of the Public Speakers Association. Because again, the fees are gone, right? And then people all over the place. Starbucks is starting to accept them. One of my friends just used Bitcoin to buy a Subway sandwich. So now people are actually using it. So this is where Bitcoin has been instrumental in paving the way for this technology, because people see that they can actually use the coins. My friend bought his Bentley with Bitcoin. Another friend just bought his parents with Bitcoin, and they bought a Lexus or something. So nowadays, there's really very few places that don't accept it. And you need to kind of look at it. If you're in business for yourself, you could be one of the first to accept these cryptocurrencies. And why does that matter? Because the people who have the coins, they're always looking for ways to use it. That's why it's real currency. So what can you buy with cryptocurrency? Like we said, we could buy a cup of coffee, you can buy a house, a car, go on a trip on vacations. There's all kinds of things out there right now, even degrees. Universities are starting to accept Bitcoin. It is now a legitimate form of currency. And if you want to take a trip to space, Branson is hugely involved in cryptocurrency. So what is blockchain technology? That's what makes the whole thing secure, okay? So let's experiment right now, okay? We've got everybody that's on this call today. And so say I want to send 100 coins to Christy. So I get my coins and I send it out, and I'm sending it to her wallet. Now, everybody in the blockchain, right, we're all chained together, we're all part of the block, has verified that everybody in the chain has so many coins, because there's only so many coins out there for each coin that's made. So we're all agreeing, and all of our computers are saying that Christy has 100 coins, I have 100 coins, I'm taking 50 coins, and I'm sending them to Christy. Now she has 150 coins. Each one of us now registers that I have 50 coins and Christy has 150 coins. Because of that, no hacker can hack the system. Because what if they tried to hack Susie's computer and change those numbers? Everybody else in the chain is going, you can't do that, because we all see that Christy has 150 and Tonya has 50 coins. So this is one of the most exciting parts of the invention of cryptocurrency, is the blockchain technology. We're going to start seeing this. I mean, even the banks are getting into it. Now, a lot of times people talk about mining and staking. So let's talk a little bit about that. Mining is what they used to do, and I say used to because now it's turning into staking, okay? So go with me on this. So at first, when they started creating these blockchains, they had to verify everybody's transactions. So what people would do is spend $20,000, $30,000 on these very expensive, high energy consuming computers that would verify, they'd have this algorithm that would verify everyone's ledger. And because they did that, and they spent so much money and time doing it each day, then the coin would give them free coins. So that's the way a lot of times in the beginning, a lot of people got the free Bitcoin, is because they were miners, okay? Now this is an old technology, because now they're doing staking. And staking is pretty much the same thing, but you don't have to have these super fancy computers anymore. You could literally just turn on your computer and start staking a coin and getting free coins back. But now, since so many people are doing it, you may get 1 Bitcoin every other month. But it's pretty, high up there in cost, so it might be worth your time, right? But a lot of the other coins you could do, and you could do it quite easily. So currency versus traditional, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's discuss current problems. All right, so we have the banking system. Problem, slow moving. They want to know everything about what you're doing and why. They don't have the money in their actual banks for you. And yeah, people say they're all FDIC secured. Yeah, read that fine print. Problem, and then you've got the banking fees, right? Problem with credit cards, they get hacked. They got these huge fees, right? I mean, everyone knows about the interest rates and all the other charges that they love charging everybody for every reason. And then the problem with fiat currency. It's, you know, what you really don't know, and this is kind of the funny thing to me, a lot of people are watching a certain coin like hour by hour. Oh, let me see what it is right now. Oh my gosh, it went up. Oh my gosh, it went up. Oh no, it went down. What they don't realize is with fiat currency, it does exactly the same thing. If you watch the US dollar, it goes up and it goes down every day, every hour, every minute. This is what the reality of our world is. So what causes the demand, right? You also have to really look at, you know, Bishop is really focused on the confidentiality part, because for a lot of people, they don't want to tell you who they are just to do a transaction. So the wallets, so it's just like having a wallet in your pocket, right, in your purse. This is where you're going to hold your money. And like I said, it's secure. It's very similar to like a bank account. You have it, you can see what your balance is at any time, and then you can also, you know, transfer money from one person to the other. So there's different wallets out there in cryptocurrency wallets. A lot of people use Coinbase. Coinbase does charge you quite a bit of high fees. Another one that Coinbase owns is called GDAX. GDAX. That one doesn't have hardly any fees, but it's been around for a long time. So you've got all these different ones, and then you have Single Point. Single Point is about to come out with a very secure wallet, and it's only going to have 2 options for coins in there. So it's not going to have an ability to have coins for all coin, you know, a wallet for all coins. It's only going to be offered for Bitcoin and for pro currency. And so it's a very popular one that people are all jumping into. So who uses Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies? Everybody, right? Switzerland is already 100% digital. Kenya is like 78% digital. There's, I think it's like Greenland or somebody's like that, it's already digital. So everyone is moving away from paper. They're moving away from having something to carry around. We already carry around our phone. That's all we should need. And now with, you know, it's kind of moving that way. It was moving that way anyways with iPay and all the other ones on your phones. Now it's going to be even easier. So one of these days we'll be at the grocery store and you'll go to pay with a credit card and your grandkids are going to go, oh my gosh, Granny, you're embarrassing me. I can't believe you brought out a credit card, right? Because this is just the reality of it. The world is going. And you got to remember that in the United States especially, we've been pretty comfortable in our currency. So we're like, well, why do we need this? Because the world is doing it. And the world is changing, and we have got to stay ahead of the game. We've got to be a part of this. And plus, oh my gosh, it's your time to get in, because you can get in on opportunities just like the people who got in Bitcoin when it was 10 cents, right? 4 cents, $1. Don't you think they're happy? So here are the top exchanges and trading sites. Okay, again, there's Coinbase. You can also go to GDAX. So these are the ones that you're going to exchange your coins for other coins. So if you want to take Bitcoin and buy pro currency, or you have pro currency and you want to buy Bitcoin, this is where you would do that. Also, this is where you would do it if you're wanting to take the money out and turn it into US dollars. Yes, you can trade it for US dollars. So a lot of times people are like, well, yeah, it's great, but I got to pay the mortgage. Well, one of these days your mortgage company will take cryptocurrency. But for right now, you can turn it into US dollars, okay? So where is cryptocurrency going? Now, I always, like I said, I talk to my mentor, and I know he's always ahead of the game. So when you get, you know, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, you know, you get all of these people jumping in it with all of their feet, you know it's a big play. You know Bill Gates wouldn't have put $450 million of his own money into a coin, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not left behind. This is an opportunity for regular people to go out and be part of a very unique moment in time. I don't think this time is ever going to come again, where just regular folks can jump in and really do amazing things with their lives. So valuing Bitcoin international remittance, we talked a little bit about this. This is one of the biggest changes, right? That you can actually take Bitcoin and then transfer it to somebody. It's almost instantaneous in that transfer, and then you don't have the cost like Western Union, you know, 4 to 20% or more. I know my mother-in-law was trying to get money from a bank in Austria, and they want to charge her 30%. I mean, that's ridiculous. So are you ready to get involved? Right now you've figured it all out, and I know a lot of y'all are going, I kind of get it. And it was so cute. I was doing this presentation in Plano, Texas, and it's not quite plain as it sounds, but it's right outside of Dallas. And a lady was there. Her name was Tawanda, and Tawanda was like, "This is crazy, but this is making sense. But I'm not ready." Now I hear "I'm not ready" from everybody when it comes to speaking or putting up a website or getting into cryptocurrency. I'm not ready. Well, it will happen no matter if you're ready or not, right? And one of these days you're going to have to get cryptocurrency and use it. And you're like, gosh, I should have gotten it when it was, you know, a lot lower. And one of the other things is a lot of times people have the fear. And I'm going to explain in a minute some things to keep out and keep a watch for. Okay, so let me stop showing my screen. So some of the things that's happening. So I like to tell people kind of reality so that you don't get taken, because there are scams out there. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of people creating coins for no other reason but to create a coin, make a lot of money, drop the coin, and people lose their money, okay? So you have to look at what is the reason for the coin. So before you get into any coin, no matter how great it sounds, because there's even coins that, the puppy dog coin, there's a one that calls the Jesus coin. I mean, really, you know, it's crazy. So what you do is you find their white paper. Every one of the coins will have a website with a white paper information of why they created the coin. Like Bill Gates created a coin for philanthropy, for helping out the world. I mean, that's a really good reason, right? You know, every coin is created for a reason. If it's just to make money, really be careful about that. Or if they have no white paper, yeah, I would back away. Also, you can go to a website called CoinMarketCap, C-A-P, like hat, a cap.com, CoinMarketCap. And you can see the different ones in there. Now, they've got a lot of them in there, but you can't even be on that exchange until you've reached a certain level of participation. So that's the first thing that you want to do, is make sure, are they even on this, you know, CoinMarketCap? Now, just because they're there doesn't mean that they're legitimate. Okay, let's clarify that. But it does give you a sense of stability. It's kind of like the stock market. I compare a lot of this to the stock market. You don't want to put in more than you can expect to lose, okay? Also, just like with, you know, the stock market, someone could create a company, make it sound fabulous, Enron, and poof, there it goes, right? So you can't have that. Now, if you see huge swings every day in the price of that coin, you want to avoid that one. Because what you want to do is stay away from the coins that attract, okay, get ready for this term, the pump and dumpers. You do not want to become a pump and dumper. I don't know. To me, it's just not. So the pump and dumpers are the people that buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. All day long, they're just going crazy. And the price of the coin is fluctuating like crazy, okay? You also want to see, can you use the actual coins someplace, any place, okay? If you cannot use the coin, it's not real currency. It's just speculation. That's the buy it high, buy it low, selling it high, right? That's speculation. So you want something that has usability factor. Why is that important? Because that means that that coin will be around for a very long time. This is what we want when we're putting our money into something. We don't want something that here today and it looks really good, but it's not going to be there tomorrow, right? And you didn't take it out in time. Ooh, I've had too many friends that have had that experience. So you want something that has a slow growing history. Now, what just happened in the marketplace, a lot of times people ask me this, oh my gosh, January and February is like crazy. Everything just dumped. Everything's going away. It's not going away. This happens every year, January and February. It's coming off of Christmas. Everyone bought a bunch of stuff for Christmas. They need to pay all that back. So they dump a lot of their coins. It also hits at exactly the same time of the Chinese New Year. And it also hits the same time that a lot of the corrections are made and people are dumping their coins, okay? So this happens every year because people who follow this market, they like it when this happens because things are always adjusted for people, you know? And so they buy when it's low. So this time of the year, they get ready to buy. They buy in the stock market, they buy cryptocurrency, same thing. So every time you see it dump down, you're like, oh, they're all buying again. So that's kind of the reality of that, okay? And again, this is not going away. This is going to be here for a very long time. Now, I say that. Do I know for certain? Not really. It sounds good to me. But do I believe it? I really do believe it. Not just because I'm saying it, not just because my friends are saying, oh yeah, it's going to be here forever, man. It's because the world is using it already. So you have to look at that long-term play. What is the world doing? Not just what's happening right now. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. Christy and I have gotten into a company that I adore. I love, love, love the people that are in it. They have such credible hearts and they want to change lives. That's what the currency is created for. It's to really change lives. And we get to go buy a Coach purse for a fraction of the price because we're going to be using our pro currency, or a new TV stand, or new sheets for our bed. So this is what I'm excited about, is having a coin that I can actually go buy things, but like at a fraction of the Amazon price. Does that sound good? I know, right? And then we also have an e-trader system that's coming out where you can actually trade cryptocurrencies all on your computer, make more money. It's also connected in with an amazing e-learning, so you can learn about the internet and how to do business with the internet, and also e-commerce, because who doesn't want to have a fun store that you just market and you get the money and you don't have to deal with any of the products or anything. So if you're interested, please get a hold of Christy, and then she'll get a hold of me, and we'll have a three-way, we'll have some fun and talk more about it. But I really am here to let people know that it is the most exciting thing I have ever been involved in. Everybody I talk to, there's always two types of people. The person's like, oh, or the other person's like, oh, I can't wait, oh, right? So I am always talking to one person or the other. It's never a, I don't know. It's always just one or the other. So if you're interested, holler at us and we'll have some fun. Right, Christy?
All right. Thank you so much, Tonya. You dropped a lot of nuggets, and hope that after this show that a lot of phone calls will be made, because this is really a great opportunity to take advantage of. And if you are listening right now, I hope that you really have a lot of questions, and she's here to ask for you to ask your questions, so she can answer all the questions. She can answer all the questions.
They know what you mean.
I'm getting tired, y'all. But anyway, everybody else, please, this is really a great time to jump into this opportunity. It really, like I said earlier, it's like, it really is the new gold rush. So just like the Bitcoin, if you want to get in, this is a great opportunity for you to get in and don't get left behind. And as we come to the close, I just want to tell everybody that please remember that on March 7th, I'm having my virtual summit. And if you would like to be a guest speaker, please contact me at chosenpathglobal.com, chosenpathglobal@gmail.com, chosenpathglobal@gmail.com. Or you can, again, just inbox me and I will be sure to get back to you. And we do this show every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I want to make this a community where you get to come and listen to different experts on different topics. So make sure to invite other people to come back next Monday. We have another expert talking about personality and relationship coming from Canada. So this is definitely guaranteed to be a very nice topic to come and talk about. So if you will also like to be a guest on this show, please contact me as well, and we'll talk about it and see how you can help bring value to the audience, because this is what it's all about. I cannot have this show if you're not there. I do this show because of you, and some of you have already inboxed me and emailed me on the topics that you want to hear about, and it's all about supporting each other. So I am so grateful, Tonya. Hopefully we can bring you back again. And I look forward for July for the conference, PSA conference in July. I had so much fun last year, and I'm so looking forward for the next time. So do you have anywhere and how audience can contact you?
Absolutely.
How can they contact you for, go ahead.
You can go to my website. It's Public Speakers with an S Association, all spelled out, .com. At the bottom is a pop-up calendar, and you can just simply choose what day and time works best for you. And yes, Christy was an amazing speaker at my conference last year. She blew everyone away.
Okay, thank you, Tonya. I really appreciate you, and hopefully we can bring you back again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.